Okay, let's jump into the electrics.
Yeah, check something out.
And let's go to the Wurlitzer.
Yeah, love
Okay.
this one.
So this is just the default. Oh yeah. You got to get that out of the way. But see, it's there. I mean, it's just there. You don't have to force. You don't have to force that out of it. It's just right there.
Yep. That sounds good.
And just listen how clean that is. It is just nice and clean. Okay. Oh.
One of my favorite things about the electric pianos is the amp section. Just being, being a user, this was something that we were really proud of.
Wow.
Go into the source, you can, where the acoustics have the close and far. This has got the DI, and then it's also got an amp.
Okay.
And so if you put that halfway, or we can go all the way if you like, but you can go into the amp section. If you click the label under there, it's one of my favorite things. Is we took a lot of time choosing the different cabinets and such, but we also recorded matching room mics to all the emulations. So if you take that and drag the slider over to the far side, the one down in the bottom right there. Oop. So you go source, then click on the amp, the label under there. Then you over on the right hand side where it says close and far.
Yeah.
Yeah, drag that all the way to the far, and so you're gonna get all the room mics only for the amp, which I really love.
It just gives you a sense of space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And then you can, all the close. So it's got a ribbon. Right. Yeah, that's a
little... you got 5 different mic choices there.
Oh man, I love it. The dynamic microphones, but I just dynamic, like the 57, the SM57, probably the you can run it over with a truck and still sound good.
That's right.
So the U47, is that like a
yeah, that's actually in my personal collection, that microphone. It's a 1958 U47. It's a really special mic. But yeah, so on each one of the mics you can choose a different cab. So you can mix and match. I like, let's see, even the internal, the built-in one. I like the 145B actually cabinet. Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's got that nice bite to it.
Yeah. If you go back to the source, you can see we did all the mechanical noise as well. Down at the bottom, you can turn it up, bottom left.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is just a microphone of the actual sound of the keys and stuff, which is fun.
It's just those little extra spices that that go a long way. That's great. So what are some of your favorite EB200 patches?
One of my favorite ones, I think, is called the Leader. Yeah, and now this is a more modern, kind of a lead, almost like a lead patch, but I just dig it, man. I get a lot of.
Oh yeah.
I just like it.
It's got some stuff to it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm hearing that air. And that's in that, that's got to, in those layers, those extra.
Right, that's the strike layer.
Yeah.
Just makes it into something new. But I love playing, you know, just playing chords in the middle section of the keyboard, like some nice open voicings. I just love the way that sounds. Yeah.
And I love using that voice, just open it up like that.
Oh yeah. I mean, as a bass player, that's one of the only voicings you can really play on the bass.
It's kind of a fluty sound with that little percussion. Yeah, man.
I dig that one.
That's cool. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the Suitcase.
Sure.
Well, not literally.
Moving right along. Let's jump into the Suitcase.
Yeah. Okay, now this is going to be something. So tell us about the this Rhodes here.
Well, again, you know, it's one of those. This Rhodes doesn't belong to me. It belongs to a good friend. And you know, same thing with the Wurlitzer. It's like I mean, lucky enough to play with a lot of good musicians and do a lot of sessions and stuff. And you know, you come into contact with a lot of Rhodeses and Wurlitzers and things, and you know, but every once in a while, there's just that one that just has that thing, and you're just like, that's the one. So when we were going to sample it, I called my buddy up. He had just had it serviced by Ken Rich, who's like the guy out here, you know, obviously in LA, and it just, I don't know, just one of those ones. It's just like I said, my simple sort of test is like, if I play, do I want to keep going? You know what I mean? And it's like it just has to like suck me in. I want to get lost in it, you know. So
yeah,
it's a pretty simple test, but this is really great Rhodes. It's so killer, and it came out so good. Very rich, but still chimey.
Yeah, it's got some beef. It's got some beef to it, but it still retains that.
My favorite patch with the Rhodes, it's called Sunday Wax. Like, ooh. I love that. Ooh. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, Sunday Wax is where it's at.
Oh man, Ulysses, thanks for subscribing, and Daniel, this is a lot of fun. That's what I love. I love this, and it makes it so great to have Danny with us as well. It's like just like a co-pilot, because he designed the plane, and I'm flying the plane, and he's like, he designed it, so it's great. You
actually commented on this patch. In our installation video, we're lucky enough to have the Larry Goldings playing this patch on the installation video. He was kind enough, you know, it's a jam that he had sent us really early on in development, and I hit him up and I said, Larry, can we please use that jam that you did on the installation video?
I mean, oh man, patch. Yeah, you know, it was incredible.
Super burning. Larry's the best.
Yeah. Okay, so Secret had asked, is it possible to define the type of room space of performance, like jazz, bar, club, hall, for the impulse response types?
Yeah, I mean, this is another place where we really went deep. I think I spent about a month assembling these reverbs, just going insane, you know, just listening to because there's one thing that you know, bad reverb is just not allowed. It can just really ruin things. So the selection ranges from, you know, from small rooms to just big washes to springs, and some the C, the ones with the C at the prefix are the more creative ones that are a little bit more adventurous. But you can see there's a big selection as far as the room mics for the amp tone. That is literally just the response of the room mics in the room where the instrument was recorded. So that just sounds how it sounds. But obviously you can add any number of the different space presets.
So I'm trying to figure out where we were with the mics and the cabinets and stuff. Is that
so you go up if you go to source.
Okay.
So click the source, and then under the DI and amp, under that knob where the blend is. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
I know sometimes it's really clean, but it's you got to know your way around sometimes.
And it's just swimming around, just doing that. Very cool.
Super fun to play. I love that one.
It's just the moving and the just the air and the space that you're feeling. Throw me another one. All right,
well, let's take a look at the list. Let's get something more adventurous. We've been spending a lot of time, in the normal zone. Let's see. Why don't we go for? You can go down to Wait for It.
Okay.
That's got a good. That's a good swarm feature. Beautiful pads and stuff that come sort of swell up after you play a nice long, just a nice held out chord.
Not unlike having a nice steak dinner and. Some baked potatoes.
Yeah, maybe give it a little more gas. Hit a
little. See, that just. Again, it's just got that. And the swarm is doing this magnificent stuff. Since it's resynthesizing the original tone, then that's what makes it really cohesive.
Yeah, it's really cool when you hear it open up that way.
Yeah,
it's because what it's doing is, as it swells in and opens up, it's taking grains from the softer velocities and taking all these little tiny bits, and then as it opens up, it takes bits and pieces from the higher and higher velocities, so it really opens up in the same way that the instrument does.
Wow,
that's an interesting.
That's what's so cool
about it, but it's,
yeah. And it responds to the velocity, yeah. So, so it's very dynamic and cohesive together. And so you can play that soft, and it just kind of sits there waiting for you to just.
Pretty fun.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, so you don't have to have, a lot of times you have guys that love to have pads and stacks and layers. And so this takes that concept and really makes it even more dynamic because it's using these samples and the source material. And so it's not a separate sound. It's actually a part of the dynamic of the sound. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's all connected, and it kind of sounds that way. Let's see. What's another fun one? Well, let me go up a little bit. Let's maybe use some of the. I'm looking for like a more adventurous one here. I like Glimmer and Highlight.
That's I saw that. And I thought, okay. Well, Daniel, thank you so much. I enjoy doing this, and I hope that's what you guys are getting from that is that some of my joy is spilling over. Yeah. So the modulation kind of.
Yeah, all the patches have stuff mapped to the mod, and the pitch wheel doesn't do pitch bend. It'll change the way that things sound.
Yeah. All that just barks. Yeah. I'm trying to capture the MIDI, and I'm trying to capture the MIDI. I've got something that's kind of listening in the background that I've been experimenting with. Oh, no. See. If it's violin she wants, let them play in your arms tonight. She'll reflect regret. You want to pay, find 100 ways.
Awesome.
Yeah, just that.
If you go down to the patch called 3rd Street, I think that's kind of more that zone.
Okay. So you get me in trouble with all these sounds. It's just like, we actually live close to 3rd Street.
Okay, well, there you go.
Oh, yeah. the phaser.
Yeah.
So somebody asked, do you have a Leslie? Are there any Leslie effects, like a Leslie
there are.
speaker?
We haven't even talked about the effects section. Sure. If you click on source, each one of the 3 engines has a 4-slot effects. So if you go down to the bottom right, you'll see these 4 little dots.
My other right, yeah. I'm like watching video and like, okay,
I know,
my right and my left. Okay, yeah. So you've got 4 effects.
So if you just click there, it's modular effects slots. So what you do under the modulation, yeah, exactly. You click right there where it says phaser.
Yeah.
Those are just the sort of types of effects that you can do, but you're already in the right spot for the Leslie. So if you want to go back up to modulation, and click that, and then click on where it says phaser, and then you'll see
rotator. There you go.
And then and so the way it works is we put the the most usable control right on the front to try and keep it simple. But if you click that left arrow right next to where it says modulation, you can go into the deeper settings.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the distance and yeah.
So each one of the effects is like that. It brings up the most usable knob first, just to try and keep it simple. And then all those slots are swappable. So if you go under modulation, for example, you'll see at the bottom of the menu, you can swap it to the right, and then it'll move it that way in the chain. Yeah.
And then if you're here, you can you can go to the left, or you can go back to the right, or you can go back to the left or to the right. Yeah. So you can so the slots can kind of dance around, and you can reorder the signal, the signal chain. Daniel, we're basically just going through presets. So we're just basically going through the presets and kind of playing around. But you can save user presets, right? So if we so let's just say I just changed this to rotor. So how would we do that? So we would go.
Yep, exactly. You
that
just
right
click
there.
on the little save thing. Yep.
And then we can enter the name.
Give it a new name.
User 3rd Street. So so we can double click on that field, and so I can name that. Yeah.
And then just hit save, and you can actually even put your own tags in there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So that's incredible.
Let's do one more. What's an adventurous one? There's the one that says "You Had to Be There" isn't very adventurous, but I really like that one too. It's got the mechanical sound and the room vibe from the amp, and it's really just makes you feel like you're sitting in a room playing with the Suitcase.
Yeah. You're gonna be there. You're gonna be there. Yeah, little Michael McDonald. Got such a long way to go. Yeah, just the feeling of it. And when you're hearing things, when you play things and hear things, your brain makes you think like, well, I'm sitting here. I'm sitting behind this Fender Rhodes, because I've sat behind Fender Rhodes before, and it's like it just feels so natural.
Yeah, all the mechanical samples are all 16 velocities too, so it's very detailed.
That is fabulous.
Well, here, let's see, what can we go out on? One last preset for the road here. What do we got? I don't know. What's towards the? I know I'm leaning in here. Everyone's getting a good look at my noggin.
Yeah. You might need to see a doctor about that right there. I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Let's see. What would be a good? It's tough to pick. How about? I don't know. How about $6 Million Memory? Why not? This is one of the more sound designy, adventurous patches, just to kind of show.
Steve Austin, a man barely alive. We can rebuild him. We can make him better than he was. Better, stronger, faster. Oh yeah. Yeah. And then you can just sit and listen to that percolate. And it's like its own arrangement type of thing. And it's things like this, and a lot of people say, I don't like all these auto-generated things. Well, the thing that I look at it is that they are like, you've got a bonfire sitting there, and these things are like the matches that you throw on to get the thing to blow up, because that's what
Right.
you need sometimes. Sometimes you get stuck in a rut. Sometimes you're hearing the same sounds, and all of a sudden you start hearing something like this, and it's just like it just things just kind of spark. So
No, that's true. I mean, from a practical standpoint, I mean, if you're working and you need to write music and you need to do it quick, like, this stuff is helpful. I mean, for me anyway, it's just, sometimes it comes down to you just got to move. I
it's
gotta
great.
get, I
Yeah,
gotta get,
you got to get something done.
I gotta write 40 minutes of music in 2 hours.
Yeah, and it's not cheating because you're not copying anybody. You're just
Right.
you got the spark. It's just like creates sparks. I mean, your brain just is such an amazing container. Like with me, I mean, everything that I've heard over my lifetime is somewhere up here, and all it takes, and we see it all the time. I it's so funny because it's not something I'm trying to force to happen. It's just something that just happens automatically. I don't have to think about it. I hear a sound or a chord, it takes me right into a theme song. It takes me right into a scene. It takes me on a planet somewhere. I'm standing on a barren planet somewhere. Like, I mean, I call it the theater of the mind.
Mm.
And these things are the ticket. My wife's probably saying, honey,
That's
you need to take a
amazing.
drink. So we're going to take a drink here. Man.
Well, that's great, man. I just, it's such a joy to be with you, and I just, I'm a big fan. I really appreciate all of the positivity and joy that you put out into the world, and I feel it. I just, I appreciate what you do.
Yeah,
So thanks for having me.
you're like right here. And see, you're in LA and I'm here on the other side of the country, and it's and this instrument's bringing us together. And I think that is the power of what I love to share, and what I love to get out there, is that these are not just bits of code or cold or lifeless things. These are
Right.
instruments that have real people that are behind them, and
Right.
it's so wonderful when I can bring somebody on and introduce you to all of you. It's just fabulous, and it just connects, and it gives you a greater appreciation for the instrument.